Lubliners, from all over the world, gathered here today to discover your roots and family heritage, to learn the history of the city of Lublin, to encounter its people and their hospitality, and most importantly, to meet one another.
Przede wszystkim chciałbym Wam bardzo podziękować, że znowu jesteśmy razem, że przyjechaliście z całego świata do Lublina na ten drugi zjazd Lublinerów przygotowany przez Bramę Grodzką.
We're here in the Centrum Kultury, the Center of Culture in Lublin, for the opening event of the Lubliner Reunion, which is really exciting. We had another Lubliner Reunion in 2017, where descendants of Lublin Jews gathered at this event organized by Brama Grodzka, and now we're doing it again.
Wciąż odwołujemy się do tej symbolicznej topografii miejsca, w którym powstał ośrodek Brama Grodzka, do Bramy Grodzkiej, która łączyła przez setki lat dwa miasta, miasto chrześcijańskie i miasto żydowskie. Dlatego zjazd Lublinerów ma dla nas szczególne znaczenie, ponieważ w tym spotkaniu, jak w soczewce, skupia się ta idea bramy, miejsca spotkania.
Dla nas w Bramie zjazd Lublinerów to oczywiście międzynarodowe spotkanie, ale przede wszystkim to jest to bliskie spotkanie. To spotkanie tak jak z rodziną, czy tak jak z sąsiadami, dawno niewidzianymi, których jesteśmy ciekawi, których chcemy poznać.
This is Esther Palivoda, and she's the daughter. Her mother and my mother were sisters, both from Lublin, and we both live in Canada now. This is Anat Harel. She is my first cousin, Heniek Trachtenberg's daughter, and she lives in Israel. This is Leszek Andrzejewski, who grew up in Zamość and now lives in London, and his grandmother and my father were brother and sister.
And his grandmother and my grandfather were brother and sister.
Yeah.
And today, for the very first time, we met. We never met before.
It's very exciting because in the last few days, Lubliners have been slowly trickling in to Lublin. And, you know, you see this one, you see that one. And then, of course, hopefully we all meet new people and make new friendships. But it's I think, really meaningful that the remnants of this Jewish community that was really destroyed during World War II are being brought back together thanks to our friends at Brama Grodzka.
Przez lata ta pamięć, ta wiedza, historia dzielnicy żydowskiej, społeczności żydowskiej w Lublinie ukrywana była, tak znikała i w zasadzie można powiedzieć, że dopiero od lat 90., kiedy dyrektor, kiedy Brama Grodzka, kiedy Teatr NEN zaczął zadawać pytania, a co to było, dlaczego to wygląda dzisiaj inaczej, to tak naprawdę dopiero wtedy możemy powiedzieć, że ta historia zaczęła na nowo odżywać, że zaczęliśmy być jej ciekawi, zadawać jej pytania, ona zaczęła udzielać nam odpowiedzi, więc takie nowe otwarcie, nowe drzwi.
I want to learn more about the Jewish community, what happened to the Jewish community. I want to, participate with people who, have some kind of link to Lublin. I didn't know that this community existed until a very short time ago.
The stories and the narratives and the history can communicate that so well and is such an important way of protecting each other and looking after each other and fighting what needs to be fought.
This event, it is another step, another stone on the path to a new old home and a family of choice. So once again, Abim Zetzech, the most important thing is that we see each other.
To co, wszyscy gotowi?
Na wieży
Furgotał blaszany kogucik, na drugiej zegar nucił. Mur fal i chmur popękał, złote okienka, gwiazdy, lampy. Lublin nad łąką przysiadł, sam był i cisza. Dokoła pagórów koła, dymiąca czarnoziemu połać. Mgły nad sadami czarnymi, z nadłonki mgły, zamknęły się oczy ziemi, powiekami z mgły.
My name is Dvora Trachtenberg, but my name originally was Dorota Trachtenberg because I was born in Poland. I was born in Wrocław. My parents came from Lublin and escaped to the Soviet Union in 1939 and came back to Poland in 1946, settled in Wrocław, and I was born there. I started school in Poland, and then we left. Yeah, first we left to Israel and then to Canada, and I now live in Canada.
My name is Anat Harel, and my connection to Lublin is that my father was born here, Rynek 5, and his mother and his father are Lubliners, or were Lubliners. Both of the families are Lubliners.
My name's Rebecca. I am from London, and I work in mental health. And I came here because my family decided to take a trip, some cousins, and I came with my mum. It's our first trip here, all three of us two sisters and my mum. And our expectations of the reunion were to learn, to fill in gaps in what we know, in how we understand our family, and how we understand how we got to where we are now, and to really know what was happening.
I feel a very mixture of emotions, excited and nervous, and I'm sort of like very curious, searching for Mom's past here. So every little corner street I'm looking and imagining, did she stand here? Did she walk here? You know, so it's a lot of emotion.
It's very moving to be here because of all the family history, even though there are many buildings we can't find, everything, you know, where our mothers lived was destroyed, where my father lived also. Although one building, Rynek 5, is where my father's family lived, and so it's still there.
So coming to Poland for me, it's like coming home for my mother and my father. At the same time, it is a very difficult relationship for me.
Specifically coming back to Lublin, trying to do some kind of tracing, looking at a lot of Jewish history. There is and you know, some of those ask questions, a lot of which have very tragic answers. But there's another side to it, which is sort of what Rebecca touched on, which is selfishly about me and my sense of myself and my sense of belonging. And those were maybe some of the expectations I was trying to measure. And it's very complicated.
I'm always interested in how people try to connect and how people, you know, build bridges from far apart. And so this is an interesting place where everybody comes here with their own idea of what this means and what this place means and what their connection to it is, their historical connection to it. And then you meet other people who have a completely different idea of, and through conversation, through encountering those other things, you expand your own view.
Last night we had the opening ceremony and I was sitting next to Tzvika, you know, Schulman, who's the head of the Lubliner organization in Israel. And I just felt like I just felt like this emotion about how we're both, here we are sitting here, and, you know, we're like remnants of this community, you know, and like maybe our families knew each other, maybe they didn't, maybe we could have known each other in a different context, in a different language, you know.
You know, you feel right away that there is a great loss, which is a shared loss. You know, that it's a shared loss, and that the communities come together through that, and it's I don't know, it's a strange, but it's a beautiful thing.
My goal is to change Poland for me. Poland was always there, and I didn't want to touch it because it's too painful. I want to bring Poland to a place for me where it's a place of joy. It's a place of openness. It's a place of dialogue. It's a place of acceptance. It's a place to move on and say, okay, we need to meet each other and not only be a place of pain, but also be a place of openness and remembrance for my grandchildren and my grandchildren's grandchildren.
We will do Israeli dance now. So Egyptian hands, your left hand is on your shoulder, on your left, and facing that way now. And your right hand is on that person in front of you. And that's called Egyptian hands. Left on your shoulder. Try that bit first. So, we'll just do that 4 times. So it starts with your right foot. Right, yeah? So, right, left, right, lean back,
It's a pity for us because you know, we would love to have them here when they were alive, of course, because no survivors are alive now.
This is
Your family. Oh my goodness.
Schmeisner,
Wow.
cousin of my father.
Really?
And he immigrated to Brazil.
Yes.
And in the 60s he had Byzantine fine Steingl.
Yes.
He was in the when they sentenced him. But Steingl was very ill, so he didn't really go to prison. And then 10 years later, he recognized Wagner.
Yes, yes.
In Brazil. And the Brazilian police kept him for a long time because they didn't want to. There was no agreement about
Yeah, Wagner committed suicide.
No.
Well, that's what they say. That's what they say.
One day before he was due to be sent, in the morning they found him with a knife stuck in him.
Yeah, well, people say that.
And when they asked Schmeisner, what do you do? What do you know about it? He said, it's not possible to speak about everything.
Yes, yes. I'm so happy, you know, that I can talk to
see
you.
something.
See you. No, because
living history.
I'm pretty young, so unfortunately I had no chance to meet Vlad, to meet Schmeisser and any other survivors. But when I meet someone like you, who's relative to one of the survivors, it's like I'm meeting them. So I'm very happy.
And I was born after the war.
Yeah, but it's still for me. It's like I'm meeting. So it's like I'm meeting.
Yes, with Schmeisser.
Yeah. So thank you for saying
for your
that.
story.
Related.
Okay.
We've been searching this area for a very long time. We were searching for the artifacts, as the ones that you saw on the permanent exhibition. But we were very, very lucky in 2014, and we found some fundaments of the gas chambers. Just further down there, you will be able to pray. If you would like to walk down the street there, you will see the big monument.
We will go together.
Okay?
I think that in this place, the closest that we can get to, on one side of us, where they found the foundations of the gas chamber, so very, very symbolic. And on here, where all the mass graves here, I think we can say Kaddish.
ברוכתה ונחמתה דאמרה ועלמה ועמו אמן. יהי שלום ארבע משמעיה וחיים טובים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועמו אמן. ושלום במרומה ובעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועמו אמן.
Okay. I would like to play for you one song in Hebrew, and it's called New Prayers. It tells a story of a man who is lost in the woods, and he's hungry and he's tired, and he wants to say a prayer, but out of his great despair he doesn't remember any prayer. And he's calling to God and he's telling him, God, you created everything in this world. You must know the prayers better than I do. All I remember are the Hebrew letters. And he stands alone in the forest and he yells to God the Hebrew alphabet, one by another, Aleph, Bet, Gimel, Daled, and so forth. And he's telling him, here are all the letters. Take them and make prayers out of them.
חושך ביער אין איש מלבדו, איש מבוהל שאיבד את דרכו. חושך ביער ערב שבת, כאן יעשה את הלילה לבד. תפילה הייתה מועילה לו עכשיו, אך ספר תפילות לא נמצא בידיו, והוא לא זוכר אפילו משפט. חושך ביער ערב שבת, כמה עצב וצער, כמה חושך ביער, חושך ביער וחושך בלב, כמה עצב וצער, כמה חושך ביער, חושך ביער וחושך בלב.